What is up, you guys? Welcome to the Midnight Run. Now, guys, this was originally, I was setting it up to be more of like a Q&A, and I think it still will be. So, you guys, everyone at home, in the chat, if you guys have any questions, definitely put them in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer all those questions. But, guys, there was so much stuff that happened today. I don't know how we're going to get to everything. So much stuff.
Got me.
I mean,
no idea.
Namely, we had the Superman trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League, which was phenomenal. It was so good. We're going to watch that. And then yesterday we had the Batman trailer, which was phenomenal. Not to mention yesterday we also had all the storyboards that were put out, which we're going to kind of look over as well. Because, so yesterday on the Four Nerds, we read the entire story, every single storyboard page. We read the whole thing. And it was really, really cool. Guys, did you have a chance to read those?
Yep. I read all of them.
I saw the boards themselves. I actually haven't gone through the fine details.
Oh man.
I was able to save all 12 of the
Someone
boards
sent me
on my
them
phone.
like word for word. I just haven't taken the time to
This will be a spoiler-free WandaVision. Don't worry, Batman, because today
it's going to be crazy, man. Those boards.
Yeah, and today, you guys, it's going to be all about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that's going to be the topic of the day. And that will be the topic of the day. So, guys, first off, Zack won an award. He won the what do you call it? The Valiant Award.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he actually gave a speech for that. It was pre-recorded, and I thought it was really cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, and let's share that with everybody as well. And here we go. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so here is that video right here, and let's listen in.
And thank you to the Hollywood Critics Association for honoring me with this.
Softly quiet.
Making a movie.
I'm turning mine up.
The story of the Snyder Cut of Justice League is a saga that is almost 8 years in the making. It's a movie that was never going to see the light of day, but due to the perseverance of thousands of fans around the world, millions of tweets, incredible social media activations, whether it be billboards in Times Square, bus stops in San Diego, or airplanes literally flying around the studio.
Yep.
Those amazing and dedicated fans got a giant corporation like Warner Media to take notice of them, hear what they had to say, and got them finally to agree to finish the film as I originally intended. So on March 18th, that movie will come out, and it will be a victory for all of them.
Oh, yeah.
But the real victory is not that the movie was getting finished. More than that is what happened during the course of making Justice League. It's that these fans were also able to join together and create a community that got behind a cause that is not only important to me and my family, but also needed in the world. That cause is mental health awareness and suicide prevention. The same billboards and tweets that they used to get the movie made, fans were able to raise over $500,000 for AFSP and to generate so much awareness for a topic that is oftentimes in the dark. The work that they have done is literally saving lives. So you see, the real victory is that effort. The real victory is those lives that are being saved. And when everyone watches the movie on March 18th and the credits roll, at the end, the real achievement will be all the incredible work that's been done for mental health awareness and suicide prevention. And I'm proud to be a small part of it. So thank you for honoring me with the Valiant Award. And thank you, everyone who lent their voices to this noble cause. And also, it's not too late to give to AFSP. And for those who are struggling, please know that there are people who can help support you and that you're not alone.
So that was his the video that he had pre-recorded, his speech in accepting the award, and I thought it was really good. He acknowledged the fans, he acknowledged everything that happened. I thought it was really good.
And as much as I love that speech, Scott Mendelson was right after him.
I know. What was that all about?
Oh my god!
Oh,
as soon as I saw his face, I was like, "What the actual?" I dipped immediately.
Like, what was the point? Yeah, it's like, dude, no way.
And I posted.
Like, who planned that one?
That was the
that was funny. That was funny.
That was the first, and I hope last time I ever have to hear his voice, because man,
God, I know.
Sounds like a creep, that guy.
And as Geek Studio was saying, yes, Zack was on the vodka stream tonight. He was on there for about 10 minutes or so when Ray Porter was on. And they had a really cool exchange. So we are going to kind of take a look at that as well, because he did drop some information on there that I thought was pretty interesting. In fact, I think I have one right here. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Where is that? No, not that.
Minus the Scott Mendelsohn thing. The speech was great from Zach.
Yeah, minus that. Let me see if I can find it, because I had a clip from it that I had queued up. And of course, anybody else, if you guys have any of the clips from the episode or from the stream, definitely DM me, and then I'll play it on the show as well. This one was cool right here, because this one is one that I was talking about. This one was him referring to the storyboards. Okay, so let's take a look at that. And here we go.
It's muted.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, here it is. I forgot I can do it from out here now. Let me move it back.
And fun for everyone to kind of. I know that people were mad, like, oh, it's spoilers, but in the end, it's not really spoilers.
It's not.
For two reasons. It's not spoilers. For one, if you didn't get it, there's a really good chance that's your best shot at ever seeing the sequel to Justice League. So enjoy it for that reason. So like, if you're mad at it, you could maybe don't look at it right away, but then after you watch the movie, you could read that and be like, okay, I've seen the sequel. But the truth is you haven't, because it's not really up to date with what Justice League became. So, and fun.
And so
it's important to take note of that. It is very, very,
yes,
very important to take note of that.
Super important.
Yes. But still, that's amazing. That's so it's conscious. It's also like I don't even know if we were going to get in the boards, because I do remember seeing like visuals of them and seeing bullet points, but like it's just the vibes I get when he talks about stuff like this is like, talk soft, hold a big stick. That big stick is Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or it's like
I don't remember who said it, but that was paraphrased from someone on the vodka stream. So,
or it's like the meme of the Troy thing, where it's like the guy presenting the wooden horse, and it's the horse says Zack Snyder's Justice League, but inside is Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What it is.
And so, but I like how we say, hey, look, this may have been the best shot you had at seeing Justice League Part 2 and 3. But he also goes on to say, but just know that, we wrote those a long time ago. And so a lot of things have changed. Justice League has changed. So the storyline that he has now has changed, I would say, for the better. And Geeks, thank you for sending me the link as well. I'll go ahead and pull it up in a little bit. What's up, Rasha Taylor?
hi, Rasha.
Rasha! And real quick, guys, big shout out to the patrons of the Nicotina Show. These guys right here, these badasses, Zero Fat Nerdy Many Ways, ACS Universe, Mike G, Mel Siggy, Gavin Cooley, Gills 15, Kinky Sphincter, DC Talk with Extended, Darrell McMillan, and that one Carlos. Thank you for being a patron and supporting the show. If you want to become a patron, the link is in the description below. And thank you so much for supporting the channel, guys. You guys kick ass. Okay, so he mentioned that in those storyboards that Jeff Johns was the one who wrote all those. He was the one who was writing them all down. So
mic drop.
Yeah, and that was really interesting, because he's gotten a lot of bad press.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, that was probably the best thing I've heard. Him about him concerning the Zack Snyder Justice League. Now, obviously, this was done a long time ago, so it would appear that 2016. So
or 2015 possibly is when they started the boards, and they got done by 2016.
That's
probably.
What's up, Rel?
Because those boards they're long and they're huge. So
right,
yeah.
So it had to have been, no more than 5 or 6 years ago. It
had to that means that Johns and Zack were together in his office writing the entire
with
plot
Jim Lee
down.
and Chris Terrio.
Yeah,
and yes, Joker, he did mention that he's doing a fundraiser with Geeks and Gamers, which I thought was somewhat interesting of a choice. But hey, you know what? As long as it goes to a good cause.
I'm not familiar with Geeks and Gamers. Are they not the most reputable site, or?
It's a YouTube channel run by this guy named Jerry. Anyway, it's a long story. But he's doing his thing, and hey, you know what? If it helps raise money for AFSP, then it's all good. I just heard that Aquaman is next. Really, Anthony? That's big news. So we might be getting. It's going to be later on today at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 o'clock Eastern time. We should be getting another trailer for Zack Snyder Justice League, another teaser, character centric on. Well, he's saying it could be Aquaman or it might be Wonder Woman. I found it interesting that he went with Batman and Superman right off the bat.
Yeah.
Instead of like saving them for the last, two, whatever, he went right for the two big characters. But it could also be too that we know a lot about their story in this movie, while we don't know a lot about the other character story as much. So before we move forward, any farther, let's take a look at the trailers that were dropped yesterday and today. Okay, so here is the Batman trailer or the teaser trailer that dropped yesterday. And here it is right there.
I heard about you. Didn't think you were real.
Your guilt's have become your reason.
Hate is useless.
I will come for my great prize.
If you want the Batman, here is something that can help you.
I have a stake in this world, and it's time I started fighting for it.
You've fulfilled your promise.
God damn, look at that.
I spent a lot of time trying to divide us.
That is the most world's finest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Together.
Amazing.
Make this right.
So Batman's speech about division, I feel like that's also slightly, in some small way, metaphorical in the grander scale of how Batman has basically carried WB, for the last 10 years financially as a character, but now he's bringing the Justice League together, and it's up to them now. Maybe I'm probably reaching there, but
I still can't get over the fact that they, like, metaphorically, Superman is pulling Batman from the darkness and into the light. Because when he first started off, it was the beautiful lie. This is the beautiful truth now. The fact that through Superman's act, he brought all of them together. Of course, Batman brought the team together, but Superman was the spearhead. Literally, he was the catalyst for starting all of this, which is it's fucking incredible.
It's incredible. This was so good. Now let's take a look at the one that dropped today. This was the Superman teaser for Zack Snyder's Justice League. All right, let's take a look.
The whole world is mourning, grieving over a symbol.
Let's hope you're not too late.
It's like they were afraid of him.
Fly, son. It's time.
I made a promise on his
This
grave.
world will join the others.
What do we have to lose? No us without him.
We do this together.
You will help them accomplish wonders.
This teaser is easily my favorite one.
Oh yeah, this is so
good.
epic, man.
They wanted me back for a reason. I need to find out why.
Oh god. These teasers give me adrenaline rushes for hours, dude. Like,
One more
seriously.
One more time.
The whole world is mourning, grieving over a symbol.
Let's
there's
hope
a lot
you're
of
not too late.
It's like they were afraid of
Supergirl's
him.
costumes there.
Supergirl.
I made
Yeah.
a promise
Zod's.
on his
Zod's
grave.
suit.
Will join the others.
What do we have to lose? No us without him.
We do this together.
You will help them accomplish wonders.
They wanted me back for a reason. I need to find out why.
Jeez.
Crazy.
God damn.
My
Absolutely
biggest
magnificent.
question is, where is he when he takes off? Is he inside, like, where the scout ship is?
Yeah,
like,
so
they
he's
have that
definitely
big
inside the
football
scout
kind of
ship.
size thing?
Yeah, he's definitely inside the scout ship. And remember, now in what was it? In one of the movies, it was either BVS or it was the theatrical cut of Justice League. It showed the top. Okay, so in BVS, it showed the top of it, and it had a dome. It was covered up.
Yeah, the
But
dome.
then-
Oh yeah.
And the next one, it was open, which I was like, why would it be open? People can fly drones over that and stare in there like, hey, what's going on? So, but you see here, when he flies up, let's see if we can see it. let me
because I initially thought that he takes off in the middle of where Heroes Park is, where his statue is, and in front of the symbol. That's initially where I thought he takes off, but he takes off inside like that dome.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the scout ship's in there. So, and guys, real quick, let's welcome our next guest, Mrs. Belle Rev. What's going on, Belle?
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
what's going on here? Let me move the overlay so you're not hiding behind the buildings over there. There we go. So this, Belle, did you get a chance to see this trailer?
Yes, I did earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty incredible. I mean, I can't explain, dude. When I saw it this morning, I was so jacked up, dude. I could not believe it. And then not only that, but my good friend Anthony from ACS Universe, his account was suspended on Twitter, so he had no idea. So I had to call him. I'm like, dude, go on Vero, and he was like, dude, I'm trying to watch it, and you called me in the middle of it. I was like, all right, well, dude, I was just trying to help you out. But no, it was really cool. So let's see. He takes off. He's standing on something, but I don't know what it is.
It might be rubble. That might be.
That also
okay, right there. I think that's where, when he's first resurrected, when he like shoots out of the liquid, but like there's no liquid around it. It looks like it's by the edge of the big football dome.
Yeah, but at the same time though, we saw him step out of the scout ship. So It must be some kind of part of the statue. No, because that was outside the dome. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah. I don't know what he's standing on. It might just be some rubble that gives a look of like a podium.
If that's from the debris of which he flew up after his resurrection, that's very well possible too. I honestly, I'm not too sure myself.
I think the same thing too. I think that as well.
Yeah, I mean. It was just really cool stuff. I mean, and I love early on you see all the suits that are emerging, and one of them, the one right here to his right, looks like the suit that, because look at, that's the same kind of suit that Feyor was wearing. So you could say it's more of a female suit. Plus, it has a red cape as well.
Right.
Oh shit! I didn't notice the red cape.
I feel like the underlay part to it too. There's a hint of blue to it. I could be,
it looks a bit like Jarrell's kind of blue in his suit that he wears.
Like a dark blue. Yeah.
See, the crazy part too is that in this scene, in the what we saw from the deleted scene, only a few of these suits came out. So, I mean, they hadn't even... So, he actually went back and he added more shit to this scene. Because originally, when we saw it as a deleted scene, we saw like the suit behind him to his left. I think we saw that one.
And the black suit.
Then the black suit. And then that was it. Because they wanted to push the blue suit. And he even said that the black suit that we saw in that scene was not the suit that it wasn't the suit that he commissioned, basically. Like, it was a suit that they came up with and when the other guys took over. But if you look at it, I mean, it looks a lot like Feyor's suit. And let me see, I have a tweet here from Chris Wong Swenson where he actually brought that up. Here it is right here. Let me go ahead and share this real quick, because this I thought was pretty cool. Let's see. And because it looks just like her suit. And so I thought this is pretty crazy. I was like, no way. And maybe it's Supergirl, maybe it's not, but let's take a look. So he goes, no, it's not Feyor because this wasn't her ship. And she took her suit with her into the Phantom Zone. Well, yeah, obviously. The suit belongs to a person from that open pod, a female Kryptonian from the scout ship, the red cape. So here's a close-up of that shot. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. And so you can kind of see it right there. Here, I can make this full screen. And that's definitely a red cape right there. And it's the same suit that Feyor was wearing in this scene right here. That looks exactly like the same suit.
I think it definitely could be a House of L suit, because if you notice, the plating is exactly the same shade as Jarrell's suit in Man of Steel. It's like a tannish brown kind of look to it, but the underneath it's blue and red.
So in Man of Steel, when they find out that the ship has been there for thousands of years, 20,000 years, and then Clark, keep the open ship, right? And then Diana from what we can gather from the theatrical cut of Justice League, at the very least, the history lesson took place thousands of years.
Yeah.
So if Darkseid came back then, what if he found a Kryptonian? What if he found that Kryptonian? And
yep,
I don't know.
I mean, and that's been an ongoing kind of fan theory at this point, that she could be under his control, and that we get to see her more in the next film or in part 3. So I think that's definitely in play. But to me, this looks like, I mean, look, based on the armor on the chest, I mean, that's made for a woman, for a female. Belle, what do you think? I mean, you're a girl.
Yeah, get her opinion. We're all fucking dudes.
I know. We're like, it looks like you made for boobs. No, I'm just saying. It looks like it was made for a woman. That looks exactly the same as that one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It does.
Look, it's the same chest plate, and how is it open on the stomach and down here, well, on the legs. I don't know what the fuck I'm going with that. But then you look at this one, like, dude, that's the same fucking suit.
Damn near, yeah.
If I remember correctly, the history lesson takes place 5,000 years in the past. If I remember correctly,
I believe so.
That means the scout ship came 15,000 years
earlier
than the history. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that it's gonna be interesting to see how they integrate that storyline, if they are going to integrate that storyline into this movie. Because I mean, there's gonna be a lot of stuff kind of being thrown at us here, so it's gonna be pretty cool. So imagine if, kind of like what Kinky was saying, if that is Sasha Calle, if that is how they introduce her character into this whole big story arc. And it could be, and maybe it's not. I mean, we really don't know. I mean, she was just cast in this role, and maybe he didn't cast a Supergirl or a Kara Zor-El back when they were first making this movie back in 2017. So we'll see how it plays out. I mean, we're slightly less than 2 weeks away from seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, I never thought I'd ever be saying this, that we're less than 2 weeks. It's crazy.
But the more important question is she blonde?
No,
I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
I'm
kidding.
But it's funny you say it, because I mean, there was that comic that came out, that prequel comic, and she was blonde in that one. But Sasha Calle is not. That's why I almost think that Sasha Calle is a Supergirl in a different universe, a different iteration, and so that's why he can do that and kind of have his own version of the character for Andy Muschietti. So, but remember this now. From what I'm hearing is that Walter Hamada is a producer on The Flash because he is the president of DC Films, but he does not have any say in the day-to-day operations of the film. So if that is the case, think about this. So Ben Affleck had to have approved this story because he's going to be in it. Otherwise, if it was a totally shitty story where they butcher his character again, he'd be like, "No, I'm not doing this shit." So he signed off on it, and they're using the characters from Zack's story. So I really believe that this is my prediction for The Flash, at least, that it is going to heavily connect to Zack's story, but at the same time, it's going to open up all these other universes so that you can have these other storylines happening that don't have to interact with each other, because you've established that there is a multiverse and there's other universes happening at the exact same time. So if you have this character, such as like Michael B. Jordan, let's say you have his Superman in a movie, it doesn't have to connect right away because he's in his own universe. So it doesn't matter because you have the multiverse and you've established that in The Flash. So I feel like that's what they're going to try and do, is say, hey, let's establish this multiverse, and then WB can do their own thing, and Warner Media or HBO Max can do their own thing, and it doesn't have to like conflict with each other. What do you guys think about that?
I think personally that no matter what, the foundation for whatever Zack has created thus far with Man of Steel, BVS, and whether or not you actively contribute Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, I do, what all of that, and then coupled with the Flash and Aquaman, all of that, the foundation for those characters, everything that he has brought to the table, every filmmaker that has come in wake of that, more or less, has respected that. Savor Matt Reeves, savor Todd Phillips, and probably now J.J. Abrams, Ta-Nehisi Coates, if their Superman movie develops as further as it will. So I honestly, I just think the foundation will always be there for it to be used. Whether or not HBO Max utilizes that, it feels more confident HBO Max will, as opposed to Warner Brothers Pictures.
Okay, so real quick, you guys, Barcy has just sent me something in the DM, and you guys got to check this out. Okay, so let me pull this up. Oh fuck, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Okay, remove. Man, I'm all jacked up right now. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Here we go.
No, that's me.
I actually had one.
Yeah, that's me.
Let's see.
Drink your water.
There it is right here. Okay, she just brought this to my attention because this happened last night as well. Here it is, guys. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Aquaman now has a logo next to his name, next to the hashtag.
It is.
I would imagine that we're going to get a Aquaman-centric trailer tomorrow, probably at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 o'clock Eastern. We're going to get Aquaman.
That sounds likely.
All right.
And now we're going to see more clips from his time in Atlantis when he talks to Willem Dafoe, possibly when he talks to Mera, and it's going to further kind of hype up that storyline for Aquaman. I mean, this is going to, and this is the thing too, is that we haven't seen a lot of his scenes that were in Zack Snyder Justice League. We've seen a lot of his scenes that were in the theatrical cut, but not especially the scenes in Atlantis. Belle, are you excited to see this trailer tomorrow?
Yes, I am, but I don't think it's gonna be Aquaman.
Why not?
Because I feel like they're gonna do like the Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. Well, they did Batman and Superman. Now it's Wonder Woman. The Trinity.
See, and that's what I thought as well. But then
completely.
But usually when the icon pops up next to the hashtag or the name, there's been a trailer that follows it. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
What's this? Okay, here's Joker saying, Andre, it's not Zack's story. Zack's story had the Rogues in the first movie. Yeah, but things have changed. I mean, that happened 5 years ago, and he put it out there to show everybody, hey, look, this might be your best chance to see what would have been Zack Snyder Justice League Part 2 and 3. But it also puts pressure on the studio to say, hey, look, let's greenlight this, because I mean, look, the fans want it. This is an amazing story. I actually liked the whole love triangle between Batman, Superman, and Lois. I thought that was kind of a cool idea, and it helped complicate things at the same time.
I got something to add to that.
Go ahead.
Me too, Philip.
Totally, this right here, everything. This one thing, those two, Justice League 2 and 3, those storyboards right now. What they do? You ready for this? They answer the one question people have been asking. Oh, DC doesn't have a plan. There it is.
Exactly.
It shows that they had a plan, and they deviated so hard from that plan that they screwed themselves.
And they would have had it going before Endgame would have resolved.
Exactly.
Because Justice League 2 would have been out by 2019, same year that
Aquaman
Endgame came out.
Getting $1 billion, that was all James Wan. James Wan, made a movie, way he made it. So,
Yep.
It's crazy, man. I just, the fact that they would go that route and not follow the storyboards and then the story that they had planned out, it's crazy. I really cannot believe how far they deviated off of that. Now, because Jeff Johns was a part of this, a part of writing those storyboards, they were saying that what they were trying to do was they wanted to go with that whole in Justice League, which was part of that storyline. But that's where they wanted to go with it, instead of going, having to connect the Darkseid. They wanted just to have they wanted basically a big battle between the Justice League and a bunch of villains. And I think that's what they were trying to get to, because they wanted to recreate that kind of Avengers New York battle scene. But instead it went to shit. I mean, that was a horrible movie that they came up with, because they tried to fucking change too much. And it just didn't make any sense.
I think the notion of trying to include, not only just the Justice League, but also the Injustice League, Legion of Doom, whatever, that's just a further reinforcement of you have all of humanity, and then you also have Darkseid. It's not just straight up, Darkseid versus the Justice League in that small scale sets. It's much more grandiose in that case.
Because that was the biggest question I think all of us had was, what the fuck was Justice League 2 going to be? Was it just be them versus Darkseid for like the whole movie? Like, what's going to happen? The fact that Zack chose, they were planning on having like the Injustice League, the Legion of Doom involved. Like when I read the boards for JL2, like my mind was blowing like every other sentence. I was like we literally could have had the Riddler.
What's up, Caleb?
We could have had continuity for Wonder Woman, Aquaman. Like all of this shit could have been answered. WB. It was because of the reception from BVS. That's when WB was like, yeah, no, we're gonna change this, because they were gun ho in the beginning, but as soon as Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 27%, and people were not my Superman, not my Wonder Woman, whatever the shit they were talking about.
My Batman doesn't kill.
Yeah, my Superman smiles and save cats out of trees.
Because the problem is that this was ahead of its time. People weren't ready for this kind of storyline, and now that we've seen stories like the show The Boys, people are now starting to understand. Okay, the general audience is starting to understand. Okay, look, maybe I can get into a darker tone when it comes to superheroes, and they're realizing, hey, it's actually pretty cool, and that's what Zack was pretty much pioneering. And I thought The Boys took it to a whole new level, because I mean there's like blood and guts and shit, which is pretty cool. But to me, that really helped open up minds to the idea that you can have a darker tone for a superhero galaxy or universe, and it can still be very successful, because you can't just focus it all on selling bed sheets and toys to the kids.
Joker pajamas.
Bill, did you have a chance to read the storyboards that were put out yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Oh shit! Okay. Oh god. Oh god. Okay.
I felt like Charlie Hunnam in fucking Parks and Rec when he's at the board with all like those conspiracy theories. I was reading those for like 2 straight hours. Those boards.
What's up, Emmanuel P? What's going down, man?
Yeah,
we got Rashnan up in the chat. What's up, Rashnan?
Darkseid versus Superman. Will it be?
I saw Geralt say they might be saving Wonder Woman for the 8th because of International Women's Day. That could be. I mean, that could be
idea.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Let's see. And so I have a bunch of other tweets and really cool shit that was pulled out from those trailers. But man, I don't know. I kind of feel like we should take a look at the storyboards one more time. I really do.
Let's take a look since Belle hasn't seen them.
Yeah, Belle hasn't seen them.
They're pretty pivotal.
I don't want to get spoiled too much.
No, it's not though. It's not, because remember,
this
storyline has changed. Mm-hmm. This was their. I mean, he even said
the initial plan. This was
from 2015
the outline that they're no longer using in essence.
The first script.
No,
the first outline for the universe back in like 2015.
Okay, so let's take a look at this real quick. Hold on.
Well, like a rough draft, I guess.
Yeah, you can say
with
that.
Awesome drawings by Jim Lee on a whiteboard that I wish I could do.
Oh, I know. Everybody. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Because I draw on my whiteboard and it's nowhere near as good as him.
All right, let's take a look at these badass storyboards. All right, here we go. So here is the first one here. Let me see. Kind of zoom in on this. That makes it worse. Okay. So I can read them pretty well because they're really big on my monitor right to my left here. So now here's the thing, Belle. There are 10 of these. See, as you go down, it just keeps going and going and going. And look at that. Okay, so let's see where to begin. Okay, so this is Justice League Parts 2 and 2A. Now that the 2A part was interesting as well.
I think they meant for JL2 to kind of be like 2 parts in a way.
Yeah,
because there's a lot in these boards. There's like a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I mean, think about being a part of this conversation where they're putting the story together, and then it's like, all right, let's write it on the board. And he even said that Jeff Johns was the one who wrote all these. I mean, he's the one who physically wrote them, and he was with both Zack. And I mean, I would assume Jim Lee as well,
and Chris
Terrio. So
I remember there were a quote being around the time right after BVS came out that Zack and Chris just kind of sat down in a room. I imagine now that room probably included Jeff Johns and Jim Lee, and they said they plotted out Justice League. And I imagine this probably came in with that.
Zack even said that at his old studio on the WB lot, that these storyboards were on a motor. So like if someone came in the door, he would hit a button and they would all lower down into the ground so that people couldn't come in and see what they were talking about.
That shit sounds so badass.
That sounds super badass.
What a fucking G Zack is.
Okay, so this is how it starts. It goes, although the original, so he even kind of what do you call it? I can't think of the word right now, but he kind of puts us out there before he even gets to the story.
Mm-hmm.
He says, although originally pitched as one film, we believe the character arcs of the heroes and villains, along with the epic battle with Darkseid, which unites the League, the world, and the entire DC universe, warrants 2 films. Okay, so this is how they're presenting it to the studio. However, this does not mean that you have 2 films centered on Darkseid's invasion. Rather, Justice League 2 would be a very grounded, personal, and character-driven film that would follow the Justice League both together and separately as they mend old wounds on the road to becoming better and stronger heroes. While Lex Luthor recruits a league of his own made up of revenge-driven villains introduced in the hero solo films, Dr. Moira, which was the doctor in Wonder Woman Part 1. She had the little mask.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Maru, thank you. Mm-hmm. And she wore the mask. Dr. Maru from Wonder Woman 2017. Len Snart from The Flash 2018, which we never saw because that was Rick Famuyiwa's movie.
Right. Captain Cold.
Yeah, it was Captain Cold.
Dope.
Yeah.
Orm and Black Manta from Aquaman, which we did see.
Mm-hmm.
And the Riddler from the Batman. Now, so here's the thing. Okay, so the Batman, the villain was always meant to be the Riddler, and we know now that in Matt Reeves' the Batman, the villain is the Riddler, from what we know. So they obviously adapted that storyline to their movie based on what they had originally come up with. Okay, so. Let's see, where was I at? These villains would link all of the DC films together, and that's what they were trying to do. That's what that was the plan, was to link these films together.
So it was almost like a polar opposite of the Avengers. Instead of recruiting Avengers members, it was Lex Luthor recruiting members for the Legion of Doom.
Yeah,
that's dope.
A very unlikely Legion of Doom too. Like a lot of them, they're not like what you think of the classic Legion of Doom, which I find really interesting. The fact that
it still works.
No, totally, and the fact that they chose kind of like more grounded villains, I think that's really interesting, especially for like these super godly kind of characters.
And Andrew Christie says, Zack did on Dave's stream that these were not final stories, just pitches. Right. Mm-hmm. And these were these were the general outlines for the story, but these stories have changed from then till now. So he even said, too, they're not really spoilers because Justice League has evolved and it's evolved into something else. But this will give you an idea of like, hey, look, this is the original idea that we had, and it was pretty cool. And if we don't get a Justice League Part 2 or Part 3, then at least here's something that I can offer to you as like, hey, this is where the story could have gone. Okay.
Right.
And this is also interesting too, this part right here, where he says, like Empire Strikes Back and the last Harry Potter film, Justice League 2 would end with a cliffhanger, revealing only at the end of the film Lex and his League are connected to Darkseid. Then flash forward 5 years into the future where Darkseid has taken Earth. So that's how deep that they were planning this. I mean, essentially, they basically got together and they said, let's plan out the entire DCEU. And this is what they did. So here it goes. The hero's arc throughout Part 2 and Part 2A. With Lois's help, the back from the dead Superman will learn to become Clark Kent again, feeling more human than ever as he and Lois start a family. Wonder Woman will connect with the Amazons and her mother, eventually becoming their new queen and something their isolationist warriors with the outside world, but reconnecting with the outside world. Basically, that was going to be her goal. And yeah, geeks, I agree. Like later on, when the story as it progresses, it sounds a lot like Justice League Dark Apocalypse, which I think is funny because if they knew that story was so close to what they had on these storyboards, that goes to show you that Zack was like, "Yeah, well, my story has changed so much from then. You can go ahead and use this because it doesn't matter because my story is different now." Aquaman. With the help of Mera, will bring the Seven Kingdoms together, becoming the one true king, building a new alliance between the oceans and the surface. The Flash will free himself from the past, releasing his father from prison with Cyborg's help and learning how to master his time traveling abilities, literally becoming able to be in two places at once. Cyborg will evolve both into a modern day god of the digital age and into a human once again. So this is like kind of summing up the entire story, really. And Batman will ultimately sacrifice his life for these unlikely friends and the woman he loves, leaving behind a legacy that will never truly die. So that's essentially the synopsis for Justice Leagues 2 and 3 right there.
Yeah.
And I want to comment, one of my favorite parts about these storyboards is specifically Aquaman's arc. I'm actually looking at it on my phone right now. It's really cool because I know that Zack is such a huge fan of King Arthur, and the fact that he initially planned exactly what King Arthur does in his legend, which is going around
sickness.
He goes around, uniting the kingdom with his queen and his knights and so on and so forth. And I just really love that correlation that he has, and especially throughout the entire arc, he does a lot of King Arthur references as well. And he actually made me a huge fan of King Arthur just by his love of it.
Oh yeah, I mean, already this already sounds like a good storyline for all these to be planned out, and I like how it shows each character and how they would have developed and where they would have gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes you wonder now. Okay, so we know that Wonder Woman 3 has been greenlit, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. For now.
Now the story, I know. Now the story of Wonder Woman can easily, in my opinion, it can easily go the route that this had intended, where she goes back to Themyscira and she becomes the queen of the Amazons. I mean, that can easily become the storyline based on however it plays out. But that to me, that's still in play. That's not out of the ordinary. In fact, all their stories are pretty much still in play. Maybe aside
especially from Aquaman's is pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the solo film.
Yeah,
but what they didn't do was there were things in the story later on that they did not do in Aquaman. Well, at least we didn't know about.
Yeah.
I wish you guys could read this because this is a lot of reading.
I have them on my phone. I could try to probably read them.
Okay, so here's Justice League United. So this would have been Justice League Part 2, would have been Justice League United. We open with the Justice League in action. What is it? During a natural disaster, working as the efficient, powerful team, they become weeks after JL1 that they act together. Okay, they save lives, but they're refugees, so political tension is high and the world is on edge. So you would see them actually like saving people at this point.
Very, very Justice League thing.
Very Justice League. Very. It also reminds me of like very Age of Ultron-ish. You know how right in the very beginning you see them all working together and like helping.
Yeah.
That's what this kind of reminds me of. I'm like, wait a minute. I think it sounds familiar.
JL Unlimited too, like the animated series.
Yeah.
That.
In the aftermath of Justice League, I can't read that word. At the only headquarters they know, the Batcave. So they would actually in this storyline they were going to make the Batcave essentially like their Hall of Justice. Like that's where they would always meet up because they didn't have one. Let's see. Flash is enthusiastic while Superman remains a bit distant, at least with Batman. So he's distant with Batman, and Aquaman is facing a continued skepticism of the surface world and his involvement in it by the people of Atlantis. Wonder Woman relates to Arthur. Her people abandoned the world long ago. I mean, guys, this is going really, really, really deep, you guys. I mean, if you haven't done so yet, guys, take a look at these storyboards. I don't know if I'm going to read the whole thing because this is going to take forever.
Yeah.
but like, as you go on, look, like here's the
I love
Legion
that
of Doom.
art, especially with Lex in the middle. Lex, he looks like such a bad. He looks like the classic Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he looks like a soldier.
Yeah.
How the hell does that help me? I click on it and it makes it smaller. I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. And then you see Captain Cold, you see Dr. Maru, you see Black Manta, who has actually a different look than what we got in Aquaman.
His helmet is more like cone shaped a little bit.
Yeah, it's more like, he looks like one of the villains from Power Rangers, but it still looks pretty cool though. And then you got, Lex Luthor, who's like basically in fatigues and just kind of all like ready to kick some ass. And it really has, they go into all these like deep visions that Wonder Woman has, but when you get down to the heart of it, okay, and this is the part that we all kind of
love that one.
Oh my god,
amazing.
So this is where the story completely escalates. Essentially Superman goes to fight Darkseid because the invasion starts. And from what it looks like, he's kicking his ass, like he's winning the fight. But Lex tells Darkseid about Lois Lane before the fight, so he already knows about her. And then as he's getting his ass kicked, he boom tubes into the Batcave, and he hits. So he boom tubes into the Batcave. Superman sees the Batcave through the boom tube as it closes. So he immediately flies across the world to the Batcave as fast as he possibly can. As Darkseid enters the Batcave, Batman doesn't know. He's surprised, doesn't know what to do. What can he do against Darkseid? Darkseid fires his Omega Beam and he turns Lois Lane into ash. Just as Superman is arriving, and you can see Superman over here arriving and going, "Holy shit!" And then right here it says Superman cries out, his soul shatters, grief stricken. He moves to tear Darkseid apart, but Darkseid gazes at him. The power of the anti-life coursing through his veins. Superman stops, his mind infected by Darkseid. Bruce watches it all in horror. Superman grabs his head in pain, eyes burning. So at this point now, Darkseid has taken control of Superman. And before all of that, like as we go through like all these scenes here, like this part was even crazier early on with the Riddler.
Yeah, Batman runs into the Riddler, and the Riddler, he like doesn't it say he like solves the anti-life equation?
Yes,
and he kills himself so Batman can't find out.
Yeah, and he kills himself. He blows his brains out.
Yeah, when you think about something like that, when you think about the kind of characters who have that kind of capacity, who have that mental capacity, who have that time on their hands, so one of the only very few people in the DC universe who would have the time on their hands to solve the anti-life equation on the behalf of Lex Luthor, because Lex is too busy orchestrating all of this. Edward Nygma. Right.
Yep.
And then what's the biggest FU to Batman? Oh, hey, I figured it out.
Oop, I'm dead.
Yeah, you can't have it.
And then Batman's just like...
So he blows his brains out and he's dead.
And Lex is a bastard. He literally says the girl that will break his spirit. Like, what a fucking piece of shit he is.
Yeah, because he thinks that he's forming an alliance with Darkseid.
Yeah, he thinks he's gonna get something in the end.
And so as all this is happening, at the same time, there's a coronation happening down in Atlantis. Orm and Black Mantis, they attack and they kill Aquaman. Cyborg gets... I forgot what happens to him, but like they all basically get fucked up or killed.
Yeah.
All at the same time, all separated from each other. So it was one huge orchestrated plan by Lex, which goes to show you that, look, he was the main villain. Essentially, he was the main villain in BVS, right? So he was the mastermind behind putting those two together, fighting each other. And now as you move into Justice League, when we move into Justice League Part 2, he's still there, trying to ruin them, trying to beat them, trying to best them. And he thinks that he can control Darkseid. There's Darkseid right there. There's the Sod looking like the Crypt Keeper.
The Crypt Keeper, the Grim Reaper, you mean?
The Grim Reaper, whatever. So like Superman arrives and the battle with Darkseid erupts, and this is all Jim Lee art right here. Just these sketches,
very beautiful. Right. Yeah. I hope to God we get that. I need to see Superman and Darkseid battle. I need it. Need it. I wonder if it'll unfold too the same way. Like if Zack will keep like a decent amount of this in like JL2, or if a lot of it truly does change.
This all sounds so good.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. So this is where like the movie like really escalates, right? Because here you have a Batman, or you have Superman fighting Darkseid, and all of a sudden it shifts to the Batcave where he kills Lois Lane, and there's Superman right there freaking out, and Batman, I don't know where he's at. I think that's him right there, maybe, or I don't know. He's like, oh shit.
It described that he's, I think he's in the back, but he's like behind the glass where like the laboratory is, like watching everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what the fuck can I do? I can't like stop him, you know?
And the really twisted part that's crazy about all this is that, okay, so right here, it says intercut Lex and the villains with Justice League returning to their lives. In Metropolis, Superman asked Lois when she was going to tell him. So he actually tells Lois, when are you going to tell me? And she goes, tell something.
Tell you what, Clark?
So yeah, she goes, tell you what, Clark? Superman says he can hear a second heartbeat. And she shouldn't call him Clark. So he says, okay, Clark is dead. The world belongs
to Superman.
The world belongs to Superman. Mistakes Lois's hesitation for fear. I won't hurt you, he says. Oh, that's kind of creepy. So like he's like, what? I won't hurt you.
That's kind of the one part of the storyboards I'm not like a huge fan of, is the fact that he says Clark is dead. I just feel like that's not something he like.
Yeah, I don't like.
He would still be Clark, you know, like unless this is kind of like the escalation of where Superman does take his darker path. But to me, I think Zack eventually, like after he got like more into like the rewrite, he was like, you know what, it's probably not the best idea, because what we see like in like Zack Snyder's Justice League for the trailer, look, he's still Clark again, but he still has to go on his journey of becoming Superman again. You know what I mean?
Well, this was cool too, that it says in the Batcave, Cyborg upgrades the cave, even making a female AI voice for Alfred. And he says for Alfred, who became a father figure of sorts for Cyborg. Looking at the empty cave around them, Cyborg asks Alfred why he's never home, talking about Bruce. Alfred simply replies, because then he'd have to face himself. So, like, I think that's cool that we get to see that Cyborg is spending a lot of time in the Batcave, because that's essentially where their home base is at. Oh my God, what's going on? Yep, I'll go watch the Superman actually stands for. Okay. All
right, dude. Go watch Superman and Lois then.
Yeah, there you go. If you really think about it, Riddler can solve it. Yeah, I mean, I think definitely he's smart enough to do that. And so, but we know that everything is different now too. I mean, here, you know, we have Diana having this vision of her killing Superman.
Look at that helmet.
Yeah, that's fucking sick.
So badass.
It's the God of War helmet or something.
Or
like
maybe
that.
she like just went, you know what? I'm gonna take Steppenwolf's helmet as she took off. I don't know.
Well, it's definitely smaller.
Maybe she took the helmet off before she.
That's true.
His head rolls up the boom tube. I don't know.
Maybe.
So essentially, Lois is pregnant with Bruce's baby, and she gets incinerated. So now the baby. What's that?
I just remember that that's kind of a revelation. I remember she was pregnant being a concerning.
What's up, Miranda?
But the fact that it's Bruce's child, that's a pretty revealing thing.
Yeah,
very Lancelot and Guinevere. King Arthur
exactly. So this is when it really escalates. This is when the shit hits the fan, and it kind of puts it in a grim state where you're like, oh shit. So it says before Lois is able to warn everyone, Lex signals his team to attack. So he tells everyone, attack now. On Themyscira, Dr. Maru unleashes a chemical gas that covers the island and kills the Amazons. Even Diana, who dies in her mother's arms, Maru dies herself, a sick and twisted smile on her face. So all the Amazons are dead. I was like, holy shit. In Atlantis, Orm and Black Manta attack the coronation, killing Arthur. Mera barely surviving herself and cuts across her face. So she's able to get out of there, but she got screwed up. She got fucked up. In Central City, Len, who's Captain Cold, Len attacks Flash with his amped up weapons, courtesy of Luthor. Cyborg is something saving Barry. Is busy something or saving Barry, losing his lower half. So Cyborg got jacked up in the fight. He lost half his body. Back at the Batcave, Batman watches staying out of the way in horror as Darkseid takes full control of Superman. Superman turns on Batman and he barely escapes. Lex believes he's won, but comes face to face with Superman. He looks at Lex with burning red eyes and lights him on fire. As Lex screams, the world goes red, and cut to 5 years later. So even though Lex thought he won, Superman freaking just lights him on fire and just kills him.
That's a literal. That goes back to Justice Lord Superman and Justice League Unlimited when he lobotomizes President Luthor. This is that fully realized.
Yeah,
but he's not president. But yeah,
and then this goes back to this storyboard here that we've seen before, where it says basically, they're kind of running when they get to the top of the sand dune, coming over the dune, a post-apocalyptic Batman.
As seen in Batman.
As seen in BVS, which you saw in the Nightmare sequence, with his ragtag army of rebels, the surviving members of the Justice League walk over the rise of the dune to see a dilapidated Wayne Manor. Batman leads them. Flash drags what's left of Cyborg behind him. You can see him dragging him right over there. Bruce looks up in the sky grimly. And he says, "We need to go inside before night. He's coming." And that's the end of part one.
What a packed
Injustice like.
Yeah, very Injustice-like.
That's a packed sequel.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this sequel, I'd have been like, "Fuck, dude, I don't know what they're gonna do." You know what I mean? I would have been like, "Fuck, this is crazy."
Probably have a migraine for 6 days straight.
Yeah, Miranda, I agree. Damn, they're not messing around. They weren't. I mean, they were going right after it. The anti-life, by definition, is mastering all of the Lantern's rings and the staff of the anti-life equation. It's vessel. It's not a cake recipe. No, it's not.
No, it's difficult.
Yeah, and Prakash, he said it earlier that was Jeff Johns' handwriting. So I mean, he was there when they were putting this together.
He's got some crappy handwriting, I gotta say.
Well, I mean, shit.
That's not the only crappy thing about Jeff Johns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Those poor whiteboards.
And so then we introduce Green Lantern. It says Green Lantern comes to a post Darkseid Earth. So that's when he shows up. And so they show up and a lot of stuff happens. I don't want to read everything here. And then they get together. So this is another interesting part. Okay. And this is where things have changed, we think. Okay. So here you have Batman, you have the Flash, you have Mera, you have Green Lantern, and I'm sorry, but that Green Lantern right there, that's Hal Jordan.
Totally.
That's totally Hal Jordan. Now they never say here. Let me blow it up real quick. If that even helps. They never say Hal Jordan. They never say Hal. They never say John Stewart, but they always say the Green Lantern or Green Lantern. They never call him Hal or John or anything. But if you look at the drawings, that's Hal Jordan.
Yeah, I agree.
And he mentions too that he says he's trying to find his human partner, but he can't find him.
So he crash landed on Earth, and when Green Lantern came out of his ship, Batman was there, and then the rest of the team was there. Now, the one person that's there that is not going to be there in this movie that we know of is this guy right here. Deadshot was Will Smith's Deadshot was going to be in the Nightmare Future with these guys. And so what they end up doing is they make a plan because they're going to make the cosmic treadmill to try and change the time or change the past. But they need the mother box to do that, right? So here she is with water. And so then they come up with a mission, see the mission. And so what they do is in a Fury Road inspired Batmobile. Damn.
That's so cool.
The Justice League, Batman, Green Lantern, Deadshot, and Mara break into the Stronghold, a cathedral swarming with anti-life controlled people, Darkseid soldiers. Human priests kneel at the mother box. Batman says as soon as they get the mother box, Superman will be aware of them. So they're trying to get this mother box because they needed to power the cosmic treadmill. But they're like, dude, the moment we get this mother box, Superman's going to come after us. Like, holy shit. Back at the Batcave, Cyborg and Flash are preparing for Flash's jump. Cyborg makes it clear that the Flash won't have much time. He needs to deliver the message before he crumbles into nothingness. Like, fuck, he was going to die right after that. He goes, but if Barry succeeds, it won't matter. None of this will have ever happened. So he's like, look, it won't matter, dude, because if you're successful, this shit will never happen. So it's worth it, right?
Right.
Batman and the others steal the mother box, then make a dead run back to the cave. They're just like, go, shit, go. You know what I mean? They're just running as fast as they can, like. And then the Flash and Cyborg. Well, here's my other thing too. Like, you have the Flash. Why would you have him run in there and steal it and run back? If anyone's gonna get there fast enough, faster to be him. Anyway, so the Flash and Cyborg prepare for Barry's jump. Superman is in pursuit, so it's like, oh fuck. And then this is where it gets so crazy, dude. Okay, so Superman arrives and faces off against the Justice League, or what's left of them.
Yeah.
From a tower, Deadshot fires a kryptonite bullet at Superman's back, but Superman dodges it. Batman asks Deadshot over his comm, what happened? Deadshot tells Batman, this better work. This better save my daughter. Superman flies through the tower, killing Deadshot. So it's just like, he's just like a missile.
Makes me think of the BVS Africa scene when he takes out the general.
Exactly. He's just like, and they all know, like, oh, he's dead. Like, there's no way he lived through that, Yeah. And then Green Lantern Mara tries to remove the water from Superman. He crushes her.
Oh,
damn! Like, I don't know. That's not good for her. Yeah. Green Lantern fires his ring at Superman, but he sends his corrupted heat vision into the ring until the ring explodes, taking Lantern's arm with it. He fucking blows up Lantern's arm.
Man.
Oh man.
Gnarly shit, man.
He's like, so it's kind of like a scene, where where Superman and Doomsday are having that laser fight, with the heat vision.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be similar to that, where he's using his ring and he's using his heat vision and he overpowers the ring, blows up the ring, and it blows off his arm. Like, man. And you're just like, whoa, this is brutal. Cyborg does what he can against Superman, which is probably shooting lasers at him. Like,
yeah.
I love these stock sound effects.
I love it. So Cyborg does what he can against Superman as Flash prepares to jump. Just after Cyborg activates the machine, Superman tosses him to the parademons and they tear him apart. He's like,
This is literally apocalypse war.
Yeah, man. Like, you're watching just like, fuck. And then Batman is armed with the kryptonite spear from BVS. He's like, it probably extends, that you're like, oh shit. But Superman impales Batman with it. Damn. As these two heroes struggle, the Flash races as fast as he can, exploding through the time just before Superman can reach him. And he gets away.
Which is
what's up, South Cali guy?
Which is definitely precedent because Superman can fly, but the Flash can run faster than Superman can fly, if I'm not mistaken.
So does that mean Superman is like flying through the Speed Force to catch
No, I think he was trying to get him, and it's kind of like Back to the Future, where he's like,
too little, too late.
Yeah, like you're too late, and he's gone. You know what I mean, he's like, damn it, and then, the Flash races back in time. Flash is pulled through time. Oh my god. Then we're with Bruce and Lois as they argue in JL2. So now we go back to Justice League Part 2. So I guess we were in. Wait, I don't understand. Are we in Part 3 now?
Yeah, this is Part 3.
This was supposed to come out in 2020.
Oh, so when it says Justice League 2A, that's like basically that's Justice League Part 3.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's 2020.
Where the fuck was I?
Flash pulled through time.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this is a crazy story already, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Then we're with Bruce and Lois as they first argue in JL2. She says, "You're not the father." Lois storms out of the Batcave when this happened earlier in a previous scene where she told Bruce that he's not the father, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of skipped over all this, but earlier before the mission started, they did that whole scene, kind of like what Zack was talking about at SnyderCon, where he said, which portal or whatever would you send me through? I send you to this one. We'll do the other one because he showed up. Yeah, first one didn't work. So that's when Barry Allen showed up and said, "Listen to me now."
Yeah, he's too early.
He was too early, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Barry says, he tells him, he goes, well, he goes, dude, whatever you say, it has to count, whatever you tell Batman. And he's like, well, what should I tell him then? And then Batman whispers in Flash's ear a message. And then, Bell fell off. So Batman whispers a message into his ear. And Flash goes, really? Like, you really want me to say that? He was like, yes. And so then here he is now. He comes back and right when she says, "You're not the father," and as she storms out of the Batcave, when the Flash arrives, landing in the JL2 moment, he tells Bruce what we didn't hear before. What Bruce whispered into Flash's ear. She says, "Lois lied to you. You're the father." After delivering his message, the Flash vanishes from existence. That was it. That's all the time he had to say anything.
Damn.
Feels like an episode of Jerry Springer.
Oh my god.
You are the father. Oh.
Suddenly Darkseid boom tubes, water pouring into the cave again. Darkseid looks at Lois, Bruce looking down from above behind the glass again. Yeah, because now he's up above, so he's looking down and so now he knows something's about to happen. But this time Bruce goes into action. And basically he tries to hit her with an Omega Beam, and Bruce jumps in the way, and he moves Lois out of the way. He is struck by them, crying out, but he survives. Probably because he has a suit on, so it kind of protects him, I guess.
No, it's because he's Batman.
He's Batman. He's Batman.
Yeah.
So, and then this is where it gets even nuttier, you guys. My God. Okay, so. And then this time, Superman arrives in time to see Batman injured instead of seeing Lois as a bunch of ash. He flies into a rage, but instead of being broken, he's empowered, angry. Superman puts Darkseid on his heels, and Darkseid is forced to retreat. Lois tells Superman he has to warn the others. Lex has a plan. Because before, she was trying to tell Bruce this, but instead they got into a big fight, and then nobody got to do anything, because then all of a sudden here comes Darkseid and everyone starts dying, right?
Yeah.
So Lois tells Superman, okay, with the information from Lois on Lex's Injustice League, there you go. Superman saves the League, stopping Maru from releasing the gas on Themyscira, Orm and Black Manta from killing Aquaman, and Len from taking out Cyborg. Meanwhile, Bruce reveals to Lois that although he's alive, he was hit. There's a darkness growing across his body. He's in pain, but they need to keep fighting. He tells Lois as he boards the Batplane, "I could have had a life outside of the cave with you." Bruce leaves across the world, so he takes off basically,
which is in reference to the to the thing Zach said that WB was like, you can't do this.
And then this really escalates. Obviously, there'd be more detail than this, but here is the entire Lantern Corps. And earlier, Green Lantern wanted to reach out to find the rest of the Lantern Corps to bring them to Earth to help fight. So apparently, he did that before he got his arm blew off. Look, there's a Kilowog right there. There's Tomar Ray down here. You see the Navy is involved. See the
jets.
Yeah, aircraft carrier, the jets. So the military is involved. Earth unites against Darkseid. Darkseid's full-scale invasion begins, and it's too much for the Justice League to handle on their own, but they won't have to. Led and inspired by Superman, the countries of the world come together. Armies, air forces, navies. Wonder Woman and her mother lead the Amazons from Themyscira to join the war. In the oceans, Aquaman pleads with the Seven Kingdoms, declaring there is an eighth, the surface world, and they must be allies, not enemies. The Seven Kingdoms rise and join the Amazons to the surface. And so, to me, this kind of feels like, when her phone died. She just got on the charger now. So this sounds a lot like in Lord of the Rings, when Rohan arrives at the Battle of Gondor, and they come riding in. That, to me, that's what it feels like would have been for the Atlanteans to show up all of a sudden. Like,
it even says a Lord of the Rings style like battle.
Yeah.
And especially with the jets too, it gives me like Man of Steel vibes, where like the jets are flying in the to like stop the world engine. Kind of gives me those kind of feels.
And this would have been, oh my god, this would have been so epic.
And what they described Superman doing too. That probably would have been like one of the greatest Superman moments like on screen.
Now this is interesting too. It says in a Lord of the Rings like finale, the history of these of the three armies that first battled Darkseid echoes itself today. The world of men, Amazons, and Atlanteans. As the battle continues, Green Lantern joins the fight along with the alien Green Lantern Corps. So apparently he's in here, I guess, with one arm. I don't know. Maybe he's that guy right there.
Well, he wouldn't have one arm because that happens in the Nightmare timeline. And they prevent it from happening.
So
he has both his arms.
Two-armed lantern with a fully intact ring.
Thank goodness.
Right. So now the Lanterns arrive and they're fully, now they're like the army. I mean, the Corps arrives and they can battle.
They come in like right at the Valkyrie.
Yeah, exactly. The battle continues. Green Lantern arrives with the Green Lantern Corps. It's the entire DC universe together for the first time on a scale unlike any that's ever been seen, battling to save the world together. And this would have happened before Endgame. We would have gotten this story.
So basically, the entire DCEU would have been summed up in a 8-year period, while the MCU was, 11 years? Because it was from 2008 to...
Well, Endgame ended in 2019.
It's the ending battle from the Rise of Skywalker. It kind of is, but maybe not as cheesy. But, I mean, during the battle, Hippolyta dies, saving her daughter, proud of what she's done. So she would have died. But I love how it says the entire DC universe together for the first time on a scale unlike that's ever been seen. I mean, because essentially, and look, I'm not taking anything away from the MCU. I loved Infinity War. I loved Endgame. I'm a huge MCU fan, but it would be interesting to see how they would have changed their storyline had this story been done.
Yeah, it would have kind of been like an MCU DCU war in that year, because like it's the two conclusions of both sagas, like literally like months apart for summer blockbusters.
Well, this part right here would have came 2020. Justice League 2 would have been up against Endgame, but yeah.
But I mean, at this point now, I don't even think that. Infinity War probably still would have went down the way it did, but this would have been very similar to each other. I don't know. I mean, this is just a rough outline of the story as well.
It's interesting how they are that similar, though.
But Bill, I mean, I agree. They should have just left Zack alone, and the DCU would have been in a better place than where they're at now. Hopefully, I think now they're on the right track for the most part. But yeah, no, they definitely should have. And look at this. That's fucking Blue Beetle right there.
Yeah.
I think it's Cyborg because it has. You see the eyepiece.
You know what? Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it is Cyborg.
Right,
so Cyborg would get wings. That's kind of crazy. So he would basically he would be able to fly with wings.
Yeah, because look, there's the other arm right there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4.
He's a modern god of the digital age. It did say.
Yeah, so he's ascended to a higher level.
Yeah.
And then
you see Batman right there.
Yeah, Batman right there
in the air with a parademon.
He's like, cool. Fuck you.
It looks like he's stepping on rubble. Is it like the gravity?
Too. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. And then look at all the F-15s are flying in. Look at the aircraft carriers are getting blown up, but they're still fighting over here.
Super cool.
This is super epic. I mean, this is just on such a large scale. No, you're all good, Bill. You're all good. And next time it won't be me just reading you a story either.
Story time with Nicotine.
Way better and way before and way better than the MCU. Precautions, no, it's Blue Beetle. So we'll see. I mean, I could see both, how it's Blue Beetle or it's Cyborg. Yeah, because there's the eye right there.
Yeah.
There's a little eye here. Let me blow it up for everybody real quick. No, that doesn't really do anything. It just scoots it over. Okay, so then you're the queen of doing streams, belt. Oh, I thought they were talking to me. I was like,
I don't think it's Blue Beetle. I think it's Cyborg.
It looks more like Cyborg than it does Blue Beetle. I mean, I
thought it was Blue Beetle for the longest time, but you know what? Now that I look at it, right? If you look at his hands, this looks like, see his hand right here has 1, 2, and 3. It looks like the same weapon he shows off in the DC intro. You know, So I think it was.
Yeah, that's just me though. I don't think they would have introduced Blue Beetle like just in like JL3. I think it's Cyborg.
Well, and plus. You like Ryan Choi's the Atom, like he's not even in this. And another thing too is that Martian Manhunter, we only see him at the very, very end. Of the story. So he has completely added him to this as well. We never saw Joker. We never saw Deathstroke. So that's what I'm saying. The story has definitely changed from what they were going for or were going with. And honestly, if Zack is the one who's been doing this with Chris Terrio, I think it's changed for the better. And yes, Zack is definitely back.
Yes, he is.
Definitely.
Is that Batman there? Yes, Akbar, that's Batman. He is right there fighting a parademon. Yeah, he's right there fighting a parademon.
Yeah.
Oh, and Reese, I think you're right. The Atom is there. He's just really small.
Yeah.
He's a dot.
He's a dot. He's this little dot right there. That's him.
Yep.
That's him. He's like, hang on, guys, I'm coming.
I do like that they changed that Zack changed it to Deathstroke and Joker. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. And look at, so here's more of the battle. There's Darkseid, and there's
he has a different design too.
Oh yeah,
his piece is a lot thicker.
There's Aquaman right there too. So there's Aquaman.
Oh, I never
Wonder
saw
Woman.
That. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't see that last time either. So Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Superman.
They're all coming after him.
Look at there's that's a parademon right there, I think, huh? Yeah, it's a parademon. So. I thought it was a Thanagarian. I was like, holy shit. Okay, so, and then this was the cool part too, is that you jump. This was like, okay, so to me, this had a lot of Christopher Nolan vibes in this last part. It says 20 years later. So 20 years later, after a memorial commemorating the Batman sacrifice, Commissioner Barbara Gordon asked Lois, "What are you going to tell him?" Referring to telling Lois's son about his father. For the first time in decades, crime is returning to Gotham, and it needs the Batman again. Various jail members, like Martian Manhunter, various like Martian Manhunter are present. Lois takes her son to the Batcave, and what the fuck does it say? And reveals the truth that his father was Bruce Wayne, Batman. In Gotham, rising from the shadows and out into the moonlight, we meet the all-new Batman. And there he is. I mean, that's a sketch, but essentially he would have become Batman.
That's probably the wildest part of it.
That's the wildest part.
Crazy.
Because you're making a new character. You know what I mean? It's not like you're like, oh, his name is Terry McGinnis. Like, wait, what? Or his name is, Damian Wayne. No, like he was literally creating a new character for them to use based on his story. And yeah, Akbar, that was the name of that Joseph Bruce Kent.
I thought it was Bruce Joseph.
Or maybe it was.
I don't
was activated. And the end.
That's absolutely just wild. I mean, the idea, I think it's always admirable. There is definitely some hint of Christopher Nolan finality there to just kind of do your own spin on the tale of Batman. I totally understand that. But I think to that same end, like I think that's a good idea. I used to be against that idea, but I think having any storyteller really come up with like, what if this is how I interpret the ending of Bruce Wayne's story in the new chapter of a new Batman. I think this is just another version of that being done. But that said, it's different. It's wild. I wouldn't have mind seeing it.
I thought it would have been pretty cool. I mean, this would have been a different take on the story. This right here would have been so different because we would have seen Bruce die. Because remember, he was dying in that battle. Yeah. So there would have been a scene where he eventually just he succumbs to his injuries and he dies,
Right.
It's a very powerful scene, but they didn't even talk about that. They kind of skipped over that because they're like, all right, we'll just get this. And then we get to see the rise of a new Batman.
I think that probably would have been the most controversial part. If like it came like full fruition, like if it did happen, people would be like what? Like that doesn't make any sense. That's not like
because
how,
all the hardcore Batman fans would have been, man, I didn't get Dick Grayson. Man, I didn't get Jason Todd dead.
Exactly.
I didn't get Tim Drake. I didn't get Damian. It's just like
exactly.
Wah.
Exactly. And that's the problem is that people would have complained the entire time. And that's where, I mean, look, at one point they were really going to go with this. And then after the bad reviews of BBS or the backlash, they were like, oh, and they fucked everything up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, I remember, I think it was a little while ago, Zack posted on Vero.
Jeff Clark.
I don't think it was Zack commented under a fan edit, I think of someone made of like Clark, Lois, and the rest of the league, like around like the young baby, like Bruce Kent. I don't know if Zack, like back then we thought it was like Clark's baby. And Zack commented on it and he said, this is very, very close to like what it was. So I don't know if possibly he changed it to where it is Clark's baby or if he kept it as Bruce's. That I'm actually really interested to find out is if he does go further with these sequels, if he changes it or not.
That's the thing. Like, this movie was, the foundation
exactly
for what this was going to be. So
exactly.
Is the Bruce Lois relationship even in the movie? Is it even in Zack Snyder's Justice League? That's a question. I don't know.
That is a question. And that's a question that I do want to ask the chat. Everyone here in the chat, do you think that in Justice League 2 and 3, and possibly in this next iteration of Zack Snyder's Justice League, are we going to see a relationship between Batman, Bruce Wayne, and Lois Lane?
Mm-hmm. Now, I have a really interesting theory that I think Zack might do for 2 and 3.
All right, let's hear it.
I personally think that the idea of the adultery between Bruce and Lois will spawn from Superman's paranoia after her death. He's like, why the fuck was she in the cave? Why didn't you tell me about this? And that's when the anti-life equation, madness starts to kick into him. That's what I think. It's more. I think that it's more of a paranoia because I don't know if you guys know about like Grant Morrison and how he wrote down the equation for the anti-life. One specific part that I really gravitated towards was love equals lies, and that I think it's really interesting because I think that Zack intends for the anti-life equation to be specifically like a more psychological kind of equation that will break Superman down very specifically. And I think the paranoia of Bruce and Lois's adultery possibly being an equation, a part of his madness, turning into the evil Superman.
Because I mean, I think that at the end of BVS, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see a Lois standing at the grave, standing over the coffin of Superman, right? And what does she do? She's holding that dirt and she drops that dirt onto the coffin, right? And then it pans out, and who do you see? You see Batman, you see Bruce Wayne and Diana watching her, and he's staring at her. And that's when he says, I failed him, Diana. I won't fail him in death. You know what I mean? So he's already like he's mourning the loss of Superman. He also feels responsible for the loss of Superman. And I think that at the same time, you have Lois, who's obviously mourning the loss of her fiance, the man she loved. And I think that kind of brought the two of them together because they're both heavily mourning over the same person. And it could also be the fact that he's trying to figure out what about her made her so special. Because the Flash told him, Lois is the key, and I think all that combined, it sort of brought them together. I don't think it's a bad story. I know a lot of people don't really agree with that, but I mean, that's just my take on it. Obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I think it would have been a compelling story. I really do.
I think there's precedence for Bruce Wayne to, I mean, let's be real. He's a playboy in the DC universe. His whole shtick is to put up that kind of persona. Bruce Wayne is very much a ladies' man. So I'm not saying that he's going to swoop in on an attempt to, undermine Clark's love, but I think in a time of great mourning and humanity and him rediscovering his own in a quest to figure out what made Superman tick, I don't doubt that he probably would try his best to console Lois Lane in any capacity going forward.
And and it's interesting because then you sort of think about how does it play on screen? Do they I love that. That's amazing.
Great shot.
Are they more like hesitant about it? Are they kind of like, we can't do this? Or like, is it that right there? Got me.
That's a kick too.
Yeah, that's a sick art. That's a Sparta kick.
That's not a punch. It's a Sparta kick. Yeah, he's just like, fuck you.
That's great. I would love for him to say, this is my world.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. Superman, we're not ready for what he's about to do in this movie.
No, I mean, look at that. Boom.
Boom. Steppenwolf's like, should I go? Like, should I like fake him out? And then he tries and then boom.
This is Martha.
I was going to say this is Krypton, but we're not on Krypton.
No.
That'd be pretty funny.
But I mean, the thing is that this scene here, it looks a lot like the scene they ended up, because in Justice League, he's all, I also believe in justice.
I'm a big fan of justice.
He punches them and then, so it looks like in reality it was a kick. Boom.
Maybe.
Oh man,
that scene that might be it. And then like that's when he flies back, and then that's when he tries to come in again. That's when Superman dodges him.
And this was kind of cool too. So then you had this one here, which is like Clark Kent, right?
And they showed the shirt open.
Yeah, they did.
But they never actually opened the shirt though. They just showed him walking like that because maybe that's the only scene they have of him in a suit. So they're like, yeah, let's just use that, right? So that was kind of controversial because but Zack did shoot that scene because in the behind the scenes footage you see Zack filming that scene.
Yeah, that's true.
But it may have been a scene that, from what I understand, what I don't understood is that was a scene that was asked to be filmed.
I think all of us thought it was like a rewrite or something like that, but
yeah,
that black suit is under there.
You think so?
I think so, because Zack did describe that that Superman's arc, he wouldn't get his red and blue suit until JL 2 or 3. So
yeah, that's true.
If he opens that shirt, it's going to be the black and silver suit, and that he flies past the moon. He's going to the sun.
Yeah,
look at that, beautiful.
Look at that. I mean,
yeah, I love
it.
This is probably my favorite Superman suit. It looks so good.
It's not only a great adaptation of Henry's suit from the movies, it's a nice homage to the death of Superman, like that, or rather the return of Superman. It's just beautiful. The silver and the black pops really well, and just
the charcoal cape, you know, the charcoal coloring on that looks so phenomenal.
I love his hair.
I just
his hair
don't
looks
understand.
Like classic Superman.
I guess they felt like they did not want to go with the black suit because I think they felt the general audience wouldn't understand why he's wearing a black suit. And so they wanted the iconic blue suit to be there for all the marketing and all the toys and all that. But it's like, dude, you guys, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. This is so incredibly
How many
badass.
times has Superman been in the traditional
What's
red
up,
and
Mel
blue?
Siggy?
Like, do something different.
Yeah. And like the black suit is just also so iconic as well. Like,
oh yeah, definitely. It definitely is. What's up, Manny V? We got Manny V up in the house. Where is he at? Am I too late?
You think that's the part when they're looking at Darkseid when he's looking right there?
Oh, I definitely think so.
Yeah, because that's how they form, like in the behind the scenes. Because Cyborg's right behind him.
Yeah,
Superman's like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, he turns around and then he faces him, and then that's when the rest of the league kind of comes up behind him, like, "What the hell's this?"
Yeah. And do you guys think that Darkseid is like walking up to the boom tube, or is he like sitting on his throne and looking at them?
I don't know.
I know, Batman. I agree. The black suit would have been an excuse to buy toys.
Yeah,
I would have bought the
toys.
damn black suit. Oh my gosh! I mean, it's so fucking ridiculous, dude. I don't know what on earth they were thinking, but let's see. And then here's another one right here.
One, yep.
Look at this.
I love
man.
that. He's heat visioning, and then he pauses right as he punches, and he goes right back to heat visioning.
Yep.
I love how I was. Look at that. He's taking on shots right there. Whatever.
From the military. Sam Benjamin shooting
at him. He's like, all right.
Imagine he just dies in the movie. That'd be the funniest thing.
I'm not Green Lantern, but I'm gonna shoot at you. What's the bullet?
He has a shitty American accent.
Yeah. And then here's that shot again. What's this? That's just a shot.
Now I wonder though, like, is Steppenwolf gonna get any hits on? He has to. It's got to be like at least somewhat of an even fight. It can't be like how Justice League was.
No, I hope not. And then here's that Clark Kent one we already saw. I don't know why I had it twice. Yeah. So this is a cool one too. So this kind of shows you that's the shot we got just today, right?
Yeah.
And you can already see his face is fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like, what is happening here?
The way that Joss frames these shots, like Superman does not look as like physically imposing as he does how Zack, because like when Zack shoots him, his shoulders are wide, like they look like intimidating. But like with Joss, he shoots him so straight on. He doesn't look as like how incredibly like powerful looking that Superman does, the way that Zack does.
He doesn't look intimidating.
He look right.
He looks like shit.
Yeah, he looks like
like in the previous one. Man, he looks so good. Look at him.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh fuck, I don't want to fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next one, and you're like, oh hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, Soups? He looks like a fucking Hollywood, like one of those guys that dresses up on the streets. Or like, at like Times Square.
He looks like Henry Cavill just put on a suit for like a party. You know what I mean? Look at that, and that looks like fucking Superman.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so then we move over to this one here, and this is just funny. I thought, I don't know why him holding a guitar.
And the funny thing is, Ray Porter, he plays the guitar.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
here is a new look at Darkseid. Look at this CGI. Oh my god, fuck. This is something else right here. Look at that.
That's so refined and beautiful, immaculate, like just Uxus. It's Uxus.
And look how detailed he looks too.
He is a crusty motherfucker, dude. Look how crusty he is.
Oh my god! And look at his hand.
He looks great though. Like it's incredibly detailed. It looks a lot better than the DC Fandom trailer. A lot more.
Oh
detailed.
Yeah. In fact, let's take a look at that. So here you have a side-by-side comparison of what we saw in the trailer and what we're going to get in the movie. And you can see that they've already improved the movie. They've already improved it. They never stopped.
His eyes are different too.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are.
Yeah.
Look at the ship in the background and the detail on that.
Yeah. His eyes look creepier in like the final version. Like it's this eeriness. You can see like his pupils and everything.
Yeah.
It's so like eerie looking from a spot. Like the glowing eyes are cool. He's definitely looking ashy.
Oh,
He's looking a bit ashy.
Yeah.
Someone give him some moisturizer.
Although, for all intents and purposes, he looks like the spit image of Darkseid from Superman, the animated series.
Does,
that's not my Darkseid.
That's not my Darkseid. That's my Darkseid.
What is this? Darkseid doesn't wear. He doesn't wear his own symbol. What a bunch of idiots.
We saw that earlier.
I saw that.
Well, here was another one too. So they really went out of the way to remove a couple of suits.
Mm-hmm.
So here is the shot from the trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
I appreciate the fact that Zack colored it back to how it would look from like BVS or Man of Steel. It's not all this like bright aquamarine shit. It's like back to what it actually looks like.
With that suit, so there was the space suit right there, but they got rid of
they got rid of the Kryptonian armor, and then they also got rid of the Supergirl suit.
The Supergirl
alleged Supergirl suit.
And they got rid of the Supergirl suit, and they got rid of
General Zod type suit.
Yeah, they got rid of both of these. Instead, you see this, you see the black suit, and then he moves on to whatever, to the blue one.
And the fact, I love that it symbolizes with the multiple suits, like Superman can go whatever route he chooses. It's about choice, not obligation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
which
they
is
tried
really cool.
to color the black suit there.
Yeah.
Horribly. Man.
Hey guys, remember to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button with the bell notification button so you guys are always notified of any new content the channel puts out. But guys, yes, definitely smash that subscribe button, guys. We're almost to 1,000. We're like a little more than halfway there. Let's do it.
Right.
But I mean, this is incredible. Like, how oh God, why would you do this? Why would you take this away? They're idiots. I mean, they were setting this up. There's so many things you could do from this. There's so many things because we saw how strong the Kryptonian armor was, right? So it's kind of like, dude, like this could have led into, to Lex getting his suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could have done so many fucking things with this, and you didn't do it. Instead, you gave us a deleted scene that looked like that.
Yeah. Oh, and a deleted scene on the Blu-rays too. Like it's just thrown out there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then let's take a look at this. So this was okay. So he was here earlier, I think. So this is Aaron Yeager. He says, "Do you see it?"
Oh, the construct.
So here,
somewhat similar
on the sides. You see right here.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next one.
It's similar. Yeah.
So he's saying there's a lot of yin and yang. That's what he's saying.
I noticed that too. The yin and yang. Yeah.
Yeah.
Light versus darkness. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder if that's the final blow that Superman lands. Like he punches him to Aquaman, then Wonder Woman does the deed. I wonder if that's like the big punch he does.
So this is from JN. He's a good supporter of the channel as well. He's a badass. He got these stills, and look at so there he is jumping down. And so I like how when he is resurrected, that he actually fights with the military as well, because we see the police at Heroes Park, and you're wondering like, what the fuck are they even doing there? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're just like
two cops there.
Oh, he falls over. Like, and then the one cop tries to grab Lois. Like, oh wait, no, okay, fuck it.
And they're like, who the fuck is Clark? That's Superman.
Yeah, like Clark. Oh, I hate the way Batman says that. Clark. You know what I mean? Like, and then he lands. Look, he's taking shots to the arm like it's nothing.
Yeah. I wonder if he kills people in this scene. I actually wonder if he does.
He might.
He might kill a couple.
He's all, hey, Frank, can you upscale these?
Come on, Frank.
And then what was this about? This was nothing. It was something else. Oh look, hey, there's Phil. Hey, what's up? Hashtag Aquaman. There's no thing
there.
What happened?
What happened? There's no symbol. What the hell?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Let's see if I can do it.
Let's see.
Hashtag Aqua.
Gotta capitalize it.
Hold on.
I think it does it on your phone.
Let me see.
Or how about Wonder?
That's what I'm doing right now too.
Let's take a look.
I'm checking them all out. Joker.
Nothing yet for Wonder Woman. Which actually, that's notable because before, when you would hashtag Wonder Woman, the 84 symbol was still there.
Yeah, it was
It
still
pops
there
up on my phone.
Yeah,
It pops
so
up on my phone.
It pops up on mobile devices, but for some reason on the computer, I can never get it to show up. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then we end with just the storyboards once again.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, there was so much stuff that he did. Now, real quick, I know it's getting late, and I know you guys need to go to bed, and so do I, really. But there's one more thing I wanted to do. It's not very long either. Oh my god, everyone's like blowing up my freaking DMs here. Can you guys see that? No, you can't. Okay. Let's see. Arthur Curry should have the little symbol. I think it's on. For me, it's on my phone. It does that. Let's see. Where is it?
Twitter to me.
Let me find the part. Let's take a quick look at his appearance on the vodka stream because he said some really interesting things. I don't have YouTube Plus or Premium, so I need to wait for the commercial to end. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, you guys can see that, right?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, and here we go. Can you guys hear it?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
Hold on.
Oh, it's right there. The volume.
Ugh. Oh, I'm not sharing audio. That's why. God damn it. Here we go. Hold on. Oh, this is like painful to watch. Okay, so here we go. There we go.
Zack Snyder, what is up?
Oh my god.
I audibly went.
Camera's pointing down.
Hi, boss.
I knew Zach was popping up.
I know.
Yeah, you can feel it.
I'm a huge fan, by the way. I'm a massive fan.
Of Ray Porter.
That's funny because I'm kind of a fan of yours.
Oh wow. This is really weird.
We ought to do something together sometime.
No, absolutely. That's cool. No,
Man, those teasers are so cool. I haven't had it. I was going to text you or something, but I didn't want to bother you because you're a little busy right now. Those teasers
what are you talking about? It's not like he's working on multiple things or anything.
I mean, less than a minute, and you pack more story. I'm a big fan.
That's kind.
He was gonna say it. He almost said it. He was gonna go. You packed more story than was in the theatrical cut Justice League. I think that's where he was going with it. He's like, you packed more story and nah.
But Ray actually said that he hasn't seen the theatrical.
There's more
Yeah.
people in the movie. So.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, there is. I think there's a couple more. I mean, we got Batman and Superman. There might possibly be a Woman of Wonder. Possibly. There might be a guy who runs really fast.
Guy.
Yes, a guy who like swims a lot. Yeah,
that was gonna be his name, and at the last minute they changed it to Aquaman. It was gonna be Damp Guy.
Damp Guy.
Yeah,
guys, that would be fun. Hey, Jason, you want to be the guy that swims a lot? I can imagine that conversation.
And by the way, I'm not really sure he's swimming. He's just kind of rocketing through the water.
That's true. Is it really swimming that Aquaman does?
I don't know.
Yeah, because like it's almost like we
need
like
the Olympic
Superman,
Committee for this.
Yes, I mean Superman just kind of
water.
He's flying in water. Yeah, I mean essentially.
That's
I mean it's almost like when does a fish realize that he's in water, or because it's like they're breathing it. That's essentially their air. We're kind of like I don't know. I'm going on a whole different tangent.
I'm reading Kierkegaard right now.
Well, it also makes me wonder how I'm interested to see how he does the Atlantean, like how they talk to each other, because they're not going to be like, "Hey, how's it going?" They're going to use some kind of like some kind of weird sound.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be weird,
like some kind of noises they make.
Yeah,
I know. I'm like
echolocation.
I'm going off. I'm talking about all these different things. But anyways,
that'd be rude.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure there was a point, but
I was going somewhere with that, but I lost my train of thought. But Zach, thank you for joining in.
I don't want to jump ahead. I don't want to miss
obviously,
anything.
we're talking about the voice in the
after we watch this, then we're gonna wrap things up.
I actually wanted to ask you, What made you want to put Darkseid's first voice like in that first Batman little teaser that you had?
Batman responds to the movies in the end are about stakes, and when the stakes are high, then everyone's forced to either their best or worst comes through. So I thought that
Damp man.
It's always good to frame a hero with with what's in store, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean that just hearing the voice and saying that he's coming for his great prize in that voice, I mean, sends just chills all the way down your back, down your legs into your toes. For fuck's sake, I mean, geez, yeah. Yes, I mean, I'm sure that's what you were going for. You're like, I want people to feel in their toes, in their toenails, maybe. But everybody loves the fact that you did. And when it comes to the individual, I mean, just like what Ray said, packing so much into how long? These are like less than a minute, right? All these are
right around a minute,
yeah,
and just a little bit maybe.
Yeah, and it's just there's so much to unpack. I mean, even with the Superman one, I was trying to break it down. I'm like, who's that? Who's saying that? I don't know who's saying that. I'm trying to break, and it's like
I have to say that's the most fun is after these things come out is watching people like analyzing the choice of Tom Waits for those.
Oh my God.
Oh, but I'm still waiting for a breakdown of because I'm finding all sorts of Easter eggs in there.
Well, yeah, we can talk about that at some point because there's a lot.
Yeah.
We could do
cool, actually, because Tom Waits, when we asked, he said, "I don't do this. I don't lend my music to this sort of thing."
Wow.
And then he was like, "Well, you know what? Let me take a look at it." We showed it to him, and he was like, "Okay, I'll do it." And we were like,
that's what's so great about it. I mean,
so it was cool. It was cool first that it was a hard hand. So we were like, "Oh, geez!" Then we were like, "Well, forget it. Like, without the music, it's, never mind."
Was like so initially though, but like that whole sequence, was that going to be like an opening title sequence kind of thing?
Yeah,
that was conceived originally, and I had drawn it up as if we were going to do the episodic version, that was going to kind of be
so that would have been the intro
because I have a giant title sequence at the beginning of the movie, right? And I mean, it's just like titles over but then we were like, if we do like a weekly thing, it's going to be hard. Then what? We just can't play the title sequence again. So I was like, oh, what if we do just like a cool little? Then when we saw it, and finally they were like, okay, well, we can't do the weekly thing. So I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I go, look, the movie.
I wonder where Zack is. Is he in a hotel or something?
He's at his house, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's his place in house.
Okay.
Format, because that's how it was conceived. But we had this piece, and I was like, it's so cool. We need to.
Mighty Pegasus, what's up, Victor Koo? It looks like it's my super chat, but it's not.
I was like, how'd you do that?
We started to, and by the way, it was barely done, and then we just kept working on it. And we got the music. We didn't even have the music out at that point. It was really just more conceptual, and a couple they had started to work on the different mother box designs. So.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful.
So this goes to 36.
No, man,
yeah,
please.
no. Yeah, he just wanted to. Like I said,
this goes for a while. Let's jump ahead. Fuck it.
Thing that you were gonna watch. I don't know what you were gonna watch. It doesn't matter. This time, just put on Justice League.
Now, do we know like the exact time?
Oh, is this the part I wanted too?
I think it goes.
Good push. Right at the right point.
So I'm not.
Good job.
No.
Should I take a shot at it?
Take a shot at it, man.
Yeah.
I believe it goes live midnight East Coast time, but I could be wrong. I mean West Coast time.
Midnight West Coast time.
I was hoping to God he said West Coast time. Fuck, I got to be up at 4 a.m.
Don't focus on that.
Oh God, I'm not sleeping.
You told me to take a shot.
Yeah, that means East Coast to be 3 a.m.
I swear to God.
And you got to like watch for 4 hours.
Just completely.
I was hoping to God it was West Coast for midnight.
There you go. There you go. Everybody's staying up late. Everybody,
you're on the East Coast, though, right?
At 11 o'clock at night.
Me, yeah.
Well, you East Coasters.
I mean, it's also fine because.
Are you East Coast, Philip?
No, I'm on the West Coast.
No, Phil and I are on the West Coast, so it's only 2 a.m. Not even 2 yet. We're like, let's go to bed.
I'm the outsider.
You're the outsider, I know.
Yep.
Yeah. On the morning of the 18th, scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
Hey, you're gonna be part of it. Is there gonna be like a thing afterwards, probably, or is it before?
I'm trying to do this thing. I don't think it's going to be. I'm doing this thing with Geeks and Gamers. We're doing we're hoping to do this little.
But who's Geeks? I'm confused. Like, is that a bad site, a bad channel? Like, what is it? Oh, whoa! Is it a TV spot?
Yeah, TV spot.
Oh, cool. Whoa! You saw that?
Yeah.
Holy shit! That was a new shot of Darkseid.
To defend ourselves.
That was fucking cool, man.
They said the age of heroes would never come again.
Oh, coloring's a bit different. That's cool. Holy shit. I never expected that.
The reason your hair is
Oh,
thinning
come on!
No matter what.
How do you go from that to this?
Your thinning hair is an improvement.
Oh, man.
I'm thinking of doing it right after the premiere so that I can just tell everyone the movie's it's not midnight yet, so come on over and help me raise some money for FSP. But that's not announced yet, so it's a secret.
Okay.
You're going to get an official announcement maybe in the next couple of days.
Okay, yeah, don't worry. I hit the off button on the broadcast right when you said that. So nobody.
We haven't locked it in. We haven't locked in the date, the time, because the red carpet keeps moving on the 17th. You know what I mean? It's a movable feast, apparently. So I'm like, guys, just tell me when to be there because I'm happy to do it, but I just want to kind of know when.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're not going anywhere. You're at your house. We know where you are. So we'll just tell you when it is. But I'm like, yeah, but I have couple other.
One or two other things going on.
Just trying to, there's a lot of attention around the movie, and I'm trying to capitalize on that to get people to, hopefully donate to AFSP, but also get some cool special things. So we'll see. You'll learn more.
More to come. And then and I also want to congratulate you, Zach, for the award that you got tonight.
Yeah, that was lovely. That was really beautiful, and I was happy and humbled, and I just, the fans did such an incredible.
It's about 8 minutes left.
Thing, so,
really I wonder what set he was on when he was doing that speech. Was that the Army of the Dead speech?
Little micro pieces.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yes, and send him off.
But he also says too, like in this video, when they're talking about Darkseid's voice early on, he does say to Dave. He goes, and actually he goes, some of that dialogue was recorded right here on this microphone, which tells me that they during the additional photography they actually had him re-record some of those lines and probably add new dialogue as well. So that's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
An aerosol and just spray.
Maybe he has some lines in the nightmare sequence.
Yeah, maybe.
Fabulous idea.
That's pretty cool.
Fabulous idea. No, there was awesome.
Really, you're so kind. It's amazing.
Oh man, no, but that was cool. That was cool. The Valiant Award. That's the first ever, I think, right, that they have ever given.
I think so.
Yeah.
But, really, really, like I said, humbled and happy, and I mean, we've done the work.
In the completely hypothetical chance that happened, I would be a parahuman for Zack Snyder.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Perseverance.
I'd be the blurred out background military guy.
Yeah. I'd be a dead guy on the floor. I wouldn't care. I'd be in the trash can if I had to be like. You can be in the scene. You gotta be in a trash can. Okay, I don't care.
I'd be Gal's assistant running her coffee. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Never do that. And like I said, guys, I mean, I always have the link. It's always the first link down below in my videos. The AFSP link.
This is where Dave tries to get on.
It's always down there. And if you got anything,
he tried to jump on with
any
them.
little bit helps.
They're talking about seeing the movie together.
With this whole thing. I mean, I always
this part was pretty funny.
All the time. I mean, like some of my followers are probably sick of hearing where I'm just like, hey, we gotta what's happening right now. I mean, yes, we're the numbers, COVID, all that stuff, but we also got to shine the light on suicide rates and depression that's also been happening because of lockdowns and everything that's happening too. So every little bit helps, and that's one of the things that this fandom has really come together and just really
there's a lot of desperate times for a lot of people, and we just
really is.
And also, like I said, it's not. There's no stigma. If you need help, just go get it because it's really important.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ever reach out.
Yeah.
I mean that's the thing. I mean, there's phone numbers everywhere. There's links. There's everything, or even just reaching out to a friend, and then maybe the friend will be like, "Well, hey, look at this right here. This could help you out." I mean, never, ever be afraid to do that, guys. Never ever be.
Because it's so important.
So important. So important, and but of course, everybody. It's just I love when I look at the chat because everybody, obviously, I mean, when it comes to stuff that happened yesterday, everybody keeps going storyboard.
Yeah,
Dave gets a little too excited sometimes.
I know, dude. I was hoping he was going to bring up storyboards, and he finally did. Yeah, here we go.
I think the main thing to remember is when that was written. There's dates all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think the important thing is that it was constantly evolving. That was like a snapshot of where the story was. And I'm not yes, that is in the broad strokes, that is a very that's a very good idea about what I had planned, right?
Uh-huh.
But I think in the micro, it's very what we were going to actually shoot. What it actually evolved into is very different than what that is. But I just really felt like that was a really great sort of window into the process, and window into the way we were planning and how we put it together. And and it really, and fun for everyone to kind of. I know that people were mad, like, oh, it's spoilers, but in the end, it's not really spoilers.
It's not.
For two reasons. It's not spoilers. For one, if you didn't get it, there's a really good chance that's your best shot at ever seeing the sequel to Justice League. So enjoy it for that reason. So if you're mad at it, you could maybe don't look at it right away, but then after you watch the movie, you could read that and be like, okay, I've seen the sequel. But the truth is you haven't, because it's not really up to date with what Justice League became. So but still pretty crazy.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I literally and I haven't put together the video, but I actually read all of those boards like a storyteller kind of thing. That's I'm gonna work on.
Hey, we did the same thing.
Oh my God, Ray!
Didn't I narrate that? Where was
that would have been badass.
Yeah, I mean, there are people out there that literally wrote everything out in nice little PDF
maybe read us
we'll
the
send you the script, you read it out.
Don't get jail
crazy mic too.
I don't know if you've read some of those boards.
He's a professional.
Yeah, it's
so what?
It gets pretty
He's a
awesome.
professional.
Many times you're just like, fuck, man, I want to see this. You and Terrio, and then of course Jim Lee doing little doodles, man. I'm
like I said, and that was, full disclosure, that was lettered by Jeff Johns. That's Jeff Johns' handwriting.
Yes. Oh, okay. So he wrote all that.
That's where I got shocked.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was like, what the hell?
And then he was like,
those were up in my office, right? That was those whole, I don't know. Remember those pictures I had? Pictures
crazy.
Or of my big giant office at Warner Brothers, where I had the dry erase on that motorized, the board was motorized, would go down into the ground. So when I was working on it, we would hide it down. So people came in the office, I would hide it so they couldn't see it because I didn't want anyone.
That's wild.
Jeez.
Sounds like something out of James Bond
I've ever seen.
And it would come up out of the ground.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Jeez. All right then. I mean,
all right. Well, listen.
I
gotta go.
Yeah.
But,
so great to see you. Congratulations.
Cheers. No, congratulations to you, sir. Thank you for doing such an amazing job on the movie.
Thank you.
You scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
World domination is inevitable, it seems. I don't know who's going to stop him. I mean, who's going to stop him? I sound like Dennis Hopper from. Who's going to stop him?
Who's going to stop him? Hey, man.
He tries so hard not to do voices when he does these things. I tried so hard to get him to do voices, and he did not want. I could tell he's like, I'm not doing a voice.
But he's pissed.
But I feel like since the voice is hard now, I think he's starting to do it more since it's already out there.
All right. Well, thank you, Zach, for joining in and being a fan of Ray Porter's and geeking out with a Ray Porter.
That's one of the easiest things to do. Be a fan of Ray Porter.
I know it really is. It really is. It's not hard at all. It really isn't. Really isn't. All right, man. Appreciate it.
You guys.
See ya.
So definitely check that out, guys. It was the vodka stream tonight. They had Ray Porter as a guest. Ray Porter is an amazing guy. He's been on the Four Nerds twice already, and each time has been better than the next. Originally I was going to have him on my show, but then it kind of worked out to where we were able to get him on the Four Nerds, and so it was pretty cool. So definitely check that out. And
he's also been on League of Mayhem too.
Yeah, he's been there quite a few times actually. So
Ray's very popular,
very very popular. So let's go back to our regular studio here, guys. That's gonna do it for the show. That's really all I have left. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from. We're 13 days, and actually now we're 12 days away from Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's pretty insane to see where we started and how far we have come, but totally. It's remarkable that we've achieved so much, and it's not over yet. I refuse to believe that it's over in any capacity. That this is not the end at all. He was on Enosh as well. Yes, he was.
This is the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
This is just this is the beginning.
Yep.
But guys, I want to thank my panel, Ryan Rivera of the Real Burn Productions, and let me get rid of this so they can see your name. Hold on.
It's all good, man.
You're all blocked. And Philip Barker, you can find him at Unfiltered. He is the host of Superhero Stress. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show today. This was so much fun to go over all this crazy shit that was put out today and yesterday. And I'm sure there's more stuff that I probably missed already, but that was pretty cool. And I can't wait to see this movie. And I'm convinced that we are going to get a Justice League Part 2 and 3 as we move forward. A Batman solo series, more of this guy. Definitely, we want to see. Not any more of this type of guy. No way.
Ugh, gross.
I want to thank all the fans that were here today, here in the chat, and also a big shout out to the patrons of the Nicotina Show. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. If you want to become a patron of the show and support the show, the link is in the description below. I didn't even get to all these cool photos too, like from the museum or the exhibit. That is,
that's really cool. Nightmare
Look
Flash.
At that. Yeah. The Flash. You got Mara.
I love Mara's look. It's really cool.
Yeah. You got Deathstroke.
That's
with
really
a different
cool
look, a different color,
more camouflaged.
He's sitting there, kind of jaded, and then you got the Joker.
Yeah.
So, guys,
wild.
Super awesome. Can't wait.
Wild. So let's go around the panel. Ryan, where can they find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel, The Real Burn Productions. You guys give me a subscribe over there. I'm also on Twitter at The Real Burn, and I'm also at Instagram at Rye_Rivera.
Okay, and Phil, where can they find you?
If y'all want to follow me, it's just at Unfiltered, UNPHILTEREDDD, Instagram, Twitter, and Vero. You can also follow the Superhero Stress podcast, just at Superhero Stress.
All right. And guys, thank you so much for coming on here. I really appreciate it when you guys make time to come on the show. I love having you guys on here. So definitely we'll do it again. I I am also extremely honored to have this as well as we end the show, because I am super, super excited that I will be able to see this movie at the virtual premiere.
Congrats, man.
Congrats, man.
Fucking nuts when I got that, but I was super excited. So, guys, thank you so much. Support the channel. Click on the subscribe button. Smash the like button as well. Leave your comments in the comment section below if you have any comments about what we watched today and your impressions on the storyboards as well, and the trailers that were dropped. The Superman trailer, the Batman trailer, and we might get a Aquaman trailer later today. So, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'll be back Monday for the Midnight Run. I'm going to have special guests, the two hosts of the Geek House show out of the Middle East. And they were recently the hosts of the Speedy Comic-Con in the Middle East, where I had Ray Porter, Ray Fisher, and all of them there. They were the hosts of it. It is Muhammad and Hussein. They will be here on the show on the Midnight Run. We're going to talk about probably the same shit we talked about today and whatever happens over the weekend. So definitely look out for that. And guys, that's it, man. You guys have any parting words for the viewers at home?
Outside of stream, Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max, March 18th. No, I do not.
Woo! Ryan, how about you?
Philip took the words right out of my mouth. Stream Zack Snyder's Justice League, March 18th. Fuck what the critics say. Enjoy all 4 hours of Zack Snyder's glory.
There
Formulate
it is, you guys.
Your own opinions.
Yes, right. Very, very important you do that.
Keywords.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!